Welcome to Speed Scene Live TV, the only show dedicated to the sportsman racer. Brought to you by Curry Rear Ends, Hedman Hustler Headers, M&H Tires, and TheFote.com. With your hosts, Diana Might, Bruce Barker, Scott Lucky Hudson, Alex Rogio, Bob Beck, Bryant Layton, with Donnie Couch and Dar Hawthorne.
And here we go. Welcome to Le Show. Has that thing even pointed in the right direction?
Le Show.
I need to see more of me.
We just became a French show.
We became the French show. Hey, you know what? We'll have to test the big swag mic there. Like, we.
Hello.
Oh, see, that's perfect. Look at that. Hot Rod Bob Beck is in the studio.
Yes, I am.
And as well, there's Brett Big Swag Wagner.
Double fisted today.
My God, man. What are you sporting on those hands? Is there any chance we can see any close-ups there?
Sure.
Okay. All right.
There's the drag racing ring in the middle there.
Dang.
The gasser.
Are those custom made? Where do you get those? People want to know. I'm getting texts already.
StarlingGear.com. StarlingEar.com. They were only at one time were just exclusive, Bob.
Yes.
And Bruce, to Japan, to the the rich folks in China and the rich folks in the Netherlands and Russia. Because my buddy's got stores in all those countries, believe it or not.
Nice.
They got some dough in Shanghai. Don't let them fool you. It's not just cheap radios that break every 10 minutes on you.
They last that long?
11 minutes now. That's what I've heard. The quality is improving. Speaking of quality, let's see if this works. We're going to bring in Lucky from the remote studio. Hey, Lucky Hudson, how's it going, man?
Hey, I'm out here. I'm out in the Skype world. I'm on the phone. I'm talking to all the photers. I'm photing, I'm Skyping, and I'm speed scene living.
Wow.
Man, that's all the photers, and there's something... There's something a little, a little R-rated about that.
Yeah. Are you a photer?
I don't know where I was going with that. You know what? We got this big old fat show coming up. You know, Big Swag, you're in here because the Hillbilly Arm Drop Drags are coming up.
Labor Day weekend this weekend, big deal, and in Combs Airport, out there in between Prestonsburg and Paintsville, Kentucky, and then September 1st, we got a little bonus.
Ooh.
We got a bonus. We got the Hatfields and McCoys car show and last man standing race and burnout contest, which Mr. Horsepower Kent Rose will be on to talk about. Oh. He dragged me into it. I was coming home.
Yeah.
I was on the way out the door. I was like, I'm coming home on Sunday. He's like, no, you're not.
Yeah, all right.
He said, if it's Christmas, hang your stockings.
Yeah.
So
that sounds like
now,
the Kent
wait a
Rose.
minute. I got a question here.
Okay.
Yes.
That's an extra day after the event. Isn't there a day of racing, testing, tuning before the event?
Well, Friday. I mean, we might have to bring Kent up to talk to you about that. I know we're doing Friday night. We're doing some testing, tuning, and some racing. Saturday we're doing more racing, and we also got the Kentucky Street Outlaws are going to be there doing a little race. We got Camo Man, who all of a sudden has been watching Kent Rose on video and seeing all the cool stuff we got on. Camo Man from Virginia Street Outlaws says, it's only like 462 miles. He's coming up.
Only?
You got that's for drag racers. That's nothing.
Yeah,
you got West Virginia Street Outlaws who are in town that are on the border right there. They're coming. This thing is turned out to be, but I mean, Kent goes out every single day. He's tireless on his commitment to promote this thing. So, I mean, before we were looking at 10,000. I got to tell you, I'm thinking we're going to do more than 15 to 18,000, which is going to be it's going to be a wonderful, wonderful problem to have.
Yeah, that's a serious good problem. Hey, you know what? We're going to talk to Kent. I know he's just like busting the phone line, just trying to get through here, and Kent's waiting on the line. I want to tell you a couple other things that are happening on the show tonight. Later this evening, we're going to talk to Dave Mullins from the NDRL. Going to talk that nostalgia drag racing. And Hot Rod Bob, you were at the premiere.
I was
of Snake and Mongoose.
Wow.
Yes, last night in Hollywood.
So that was last night.
That was last night.
Dang,
yes.
man.
Under the lights.
Yeah, under the lights at the famous and legendary Egyptian theater.
What a
in
place
Hollywood.
to do that. My fiance was in the crowd, and then Donnie Couch got her in. Guy said, you know what? He pulled some strings.
Oh, he pulled ropes.
Pulled her out of the crowd.
Yes.
And got her inside. VIP.
Oh, man.
Thanks, Donnie.
So we're going to be talking about that tonight as well, right, Bob?
Right.
All right, part of the great American auto scene. And, of course, Lucky Hudson in Remote Studio B. What do you think, Lucky? Shall we bring on Kent from Hillbilly Arm Drop Drags?
I think you should, and you know what? I'm looking forward to hearing all about it. Bring them on, and let's find out what's happening in the world of Kent Rose.
All right, Kent Rose, sir, you're on the air.
ArmDropGuy.com. Is that what I got to say, Lucky?
That's it, man. All you got to do every time you say that, that's another nickel that goes to the kids. ArmDropGuy.com.
That's right. ArmDropGuy.com is the website. Now, Kent Rose, is that right? You go to ArmDropGuy.com, you can find out all about the upcoming races, right?
Yeah, they tell you all kinds of stuff, all kinds of things that we got going on. I've been out today. Actually, I've been to the Kentucky State Tourism places there. They invited me to come up, and those guys kind of found me. And they said, hey, Kent, we're going to get you a whole bunch of media coverage here. So they got me in Louisville, Kentucky, Louisville, Kentucky, and Lexington, Kentucky, and Frankfort, Kentucky. So, that's about a 3.5-hour drive for us up there. And so went up there and met with those fine folks, and just a whole lot more coverage here right at the last minute. And, man, just shaking and baking every single day for the Arm Drop Nation to build this event into, I think it's going to be like a drag fest kind of type deal.
Oh, yeah. It sounds like it's going to be bigger than anything NHRA is doing.
Well, you know what I found out? I found out from a source in the Kentucky area that not only is Kent a tireless promoter, and he's out promoting the event, he's visiting kids, but he's been spending hour after hour putting together big wheels for this event.
Yeah, we got 125 big wheels, and I tell you something, boys, you got to put every sticker on just right. You got to put every one together just right, so the rear end don't come out from underneath it, or the tie rod or something come loose. And listen, guys, it is a monumental task, but I've had just volunteers and people. Facebook is one of our real good promotional items that we have, and people will just pull up here and say, hey, Kent, you want me to help you do something? I said, man, just put them stickers on. So we have had an assembly line and shut the shop down, and we just finished the last one a while ago. So we got 125 big wheels, and I like to remind everybody that these toys right here at this event in Eastern Kentucky are all made in the USA, baby.
There we go.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, Kent, I got a person that I was telling that you were doing that, and they wanted to find out if you're using your Wilkes wrench to put those big wheels together.
Yeah, man, that's one of the things I have to do. Every single time I do that, I got to pull my pliers out of my pocket, and that's what I have to do. You're right, Lucky.
And notice, by the way, I wasn't aware of this, but apparently now, according to Kent, big wheels have tie rods. I don't know.
Well, they got some steering linkage on them. Let's put it like that. From the handlebars down to the forks, they kind of got some steering linkage on them.
Yeah.
I didn't know. When I was a kid, I just pedaled the thing. I didn't know how it worked.
Well, in your case, there was always a loose nut behind the wheel.
Oh!
Hey, I tell you something else there that we got, guys. I think the age range on the age range on them was like from 3 to 8 years old, and they said, "Well, Kent, we got all these other kids that are pushing them in here and strollers and coming down the road, over number 4 gravels and 57s and just all over the place." And I got the answer for that too. So what I done at the first event is I actually, when I first started this, about year and a half till we could get off his feet, I go out here to the Walmart stores, and I say Walmarts. I think I just said I go to the Walmarts, and especially if it was the first of the month, and I go out there and I buy every Hot Wheel they had. So every kid that comes to the gate, we reached them a Hot Wheel. So, we just try to cover everybody of all ages. And when you come to this event, we're going to give you something fun to do,
Now, you're paying for 125 Hot Wheels.
Well, no, I get 750 to 1,000. I go to every Walmart store they had around here and take my Chevrolet Silverado pickup truck, and I buy every Hot Wheel they had. And because, we never did know how many kids, and every kid that comes to the gate, I physically myself, I put a Hot Wheel in their hand, brother.
Wow,
man! So that's an astounding number, and I think you assembled them all. But the assembly is complete, right, Kent? That is one more step in this long process for the Hillbilly Arm Drop Drags.
Yeah, now I want to make a distinction there. Now, we got big wheels and Hot Wheels. When I was a little kid, I almost drowned one time. I had a Hot Wheel in my pocket there, and it's something there that saved my life. And when I got baptized, I had a Hot Wheel. And so when I do this right here, this event right here is very important to me. I like to talk to them kids, and I give them all the Hot Wheels there. And the Hot Wheels is just the little small ones, the ones you run on the track and
Right.
everything. But then we also, we do the big wheels there for the bigger kids.
Wow.
I never.
Hey, listen, I tell you, to me, you ain't never too big for a Hot Wheels or
No.
yours.
Nope.
Hey, you can be 45 years old and have a Hot Wheel.
You can be 51 too. We just got to tell them women you're 47.
It's funny, Kent. I was actually digging some dirt just a few days ago in the backyard, trying to settle some issues with some dirt, and I found, you guys, it was one of the Hot Wheels drag race side-by-side launchers that you used to be able to get.
Oh, sure. Really?
And with the two push buttons, you had lane 1 and lane 2, and it's this big yellow block that then you squeeze the orange track into.
Yeah.
And the thing was,
man.
it was virtually complete, but I was going, oh man, see, I want to keep this thing, but it's just like one more thing. I set it aside, and now it's in the garage somewhere. Jeez.
Well, Bruce, I'm going to bring you a couple of Hot Wheels for you to run down that track then next week.
Hey, I'll tell you something there too, fellas. When I don't knock it none right there. I guess it's just where I'm older, never growed up with it like that, about having like all these electronic games where you can just like get one of them disc things and stick it in there or whatever there, But what I like to do is I like to do something that, you have to get up. The kids have to make a move. They got to, you got to get out there and pedal them things. And what I do with them is I just don't give it to them. What I do is I actually, we get them all out there on the track. And when I first started this thing, they said, Kent, why don't you just get them out there about 10 at a time? And we kind of done that, and that was pretty good. But what I done the last time, I kind of pulled a rabbit out of a hat. I got all 100 of them out there.
Wow.
And we got all the parents and everybody in the world, mothers, sisters, uncles, they was all out there with them kids. And then I kind of got me a little arm drop diva. I had like a little girl, and I had a little fella out there. And they was both young, and they was kind of dressed up, like I was. And I let them flag off the big wheels.
There you
Let me tell you something, boys. When you see 100 big wheels at one time, and all kinds of parents, and they just had to go an 8 mile, but the airstrip, it's real long. It's like 3,300 foot, and they run the whole length of it and the whole length back.
Oh.
And, man, you just talk about a good time. We got all these real hardcore guys coming from all over the place to race, but then, man, we all take a break and we run them doggone big wheels down the track,
Hey, Kent, it's Mr. Wagner here. Hey,
Mr. Wagner.
Now listen. Not only you got some grade A prime choice sponsors that have been helping this thing out, but the Shirt Gallery does a lot for you. Talk about the Shirt Gallery.
Well, now I'll tell you what they've done is I got hooked up with them through my agent there, Wade Smith, and they're up here at a place called Arkansas Creek, Kentucky. Now you just think when you was going up through there, the road when they made the road up through there, they must have followed a black snake because there's more turns up through there. It's just you just lefts and rights and everything. Finally, you turn off and twist and turns again, and then when you get up there, you find this little old place called Shirt Gallery. But let me tell you what I went on, boy. They do my custom license plates, my flashlights, keychains. I got all kinds of like these T-shirts. I know the very first time I had an event, I went up there and I had them fix me a T-shirt up. And you just at some point you got to trust somebody with something. And they said, Kent, this is what we do for a living. This is what we're going to fix you up a package. We sold 1,888 shirts first time, first crack out of the box, and they were still begging and asking for more, and had to like get emergency orders to get more in for people. And I shipped them as far away as I think like Germany and Greece, all over the place, plumb across the waters. And they know what they're doing, Brett. You've been up there and seen around and dealt with them. They're nationwide there, brother.
Hey, man, I'm wearing it right now. I know we got some special shirts to hand out, though. We got a Pledge of the Legion shirt that we're going to be giving away this weekend.
Yeah, and I tell you how I do them right there. What I'll do is I'll go up to a school, and I try to find the small schools. Like there's a school over here that I had to go from across a place called 2 Mile Mountain, and we got over there, and it's the same thing, followed a black snake up through there when they made the road. And I go over to school, and I think it had 78 kids, and I went to some school that just had 138. One school was started in 1929 in the original building there. They like out that part of the gym. It's got like a single pane windows in it and stuff.
Gee.
And went to another school over here. I think it was in 1931, and I think it was the home of the Greyhounds. But I go in them schools, and I go into the resource center and kind of talk with the principals and the teachers, and I find out about, we let all the kids 12 and under, we let them come for free. But, you know, and that's all good and everything. But, you know what? The parents here are struggling, and they can't afford to bring the kids. So what I do is I do a bunch of free passes and stamp them there on armdropguide.com. I know Lucky there, I say that 10 times they said, well, I do this thing. And I think I said about 7 more times ago. So what I do there is I give them free passes out to the resource center, the principals and teachers, and I let them pass them out because they pretty well know the people that would need them, and so that they can get them kids and get them on down there. You know what I mean? I got an angle there. You know what I mean? Trying to, I just want to get them out. Do it for the kids.
Sure. But now you also, you know, people don't, Eastern Kentucky and Kentucky in general, big coal mining business, and I know that you like to take care of those coal miners. A lot of them are drag racers. I met a whole bunch last time I was out there. But what are we doing for the coal miners this weekend?
Well, if you've got and I tell you, Brett, I've been doing it since I started this deal right here, and you know, we kind of had to shoehorn this in. And I stood my ground here that if you're a coal miner up here, and I call it, you know, there's Virginia and West Virginia. Well, I call it Kentucky, and then Eastern Kentucky. And if you've lost your job up here in the mines, and you know, if you got your layoff slip, and you know, if you had a hard time right there, you know, we like to let them coal miners right there race for free. And, you know, we figure it's the very least we can do for them. You know, and I just tell you, boys, I don't know how it is out there around the hummus and everything out there in California. But now, Obama's killed us back here in Eastern Kentucky.
Yeah, things are a little slow here, too, there, Kent. So we're with you, man.
But Bob Beck, Bob Beck's a big hummus guy.
Yeah. Has he got two cucumber slices on his eyes and having them burning them incense, doing that aromatherapy?
Dude, of course.
Next thing you know, he'll have a Ouija board out. You better watch it.
Ouija board.
I keep that in the back of my car. I don't have a cell phone.
Oh, I thought that was just a little. I thought that was a little surfboard. Okay then. Oh man.
Hey, guys, I was going to tell you about all this USA there and everything. Or you know, about trying to, you know, like being a patriot there to fight, you know, for drag racing, to keep drag racing alive and back like it originally was. Is these shirts right here are red, white, blue, and they got the American Eagle on them, and they all say the Pledge of Allegiance on them. All them shirts. Like I went up there to one little school, and I not only give them to the kids, I give them to the janitors, the custodians. If you was on the school grounds, daggone, it didn't matter. We hung a shirt on you. And I tell you guys, them kids, I brought them shirts up there, daggone, but they just started taking their shirts off and putting them shirts on. And next thing you know, but we just, every one of them was shaking and baking, saying, I pledge of allegiance. I mean, it just amazing with the draw of the Hillbilly Arm Drop Drags and the Arm Drop Nation, you know, coming together and uniting as one for the USA.
Well, on your promotional tour, you've got listed that you distributed free passes to the low-income housing complexes in many counties around by the track. You've also set up passes for the school resource centers. You've taken the church, the Pledge Allegiance Church, to Osborne Elementary School, and that's just one of the schools.
I've had them to schools all over the place. So we went all different kinds of counties. I went to Wolfe County, Elliott County, Knott County, Johnson County, Breathitt County, Martin County. I think if I'm driving past and I see a trailer park, looks like it's some people. I've been in Letcher County too. We didn't want to leave it out. Knott County. I'll just go up there and just pull in, start knocking on their door, and start talking to them.
So you're bringing racing back to the people.
Yes, sir, and bringing the people to the race. It's a two-way street. You know what I mean? We just something for everyone, guys. You know,
That's
people
great.
kind of they talk about it there. You know, we got some roosters down there, and we got McGinney's down there, and got a few, chickens down there kind of come in. And
you gotta be careful, them guineas. If you're not paying attention, Kent's got some attack guineas that'll get you when you're not looking. Now,
look
Kent,
out.
it's not enough that you and me are going to be working our rear ends off on Friday and Saturday, but then Sunday, we're not done.
No, we ain't there. And I tell you something, boys. All up and down the river here, you know, people been kind of, this card group was a battling that card group and this and that. And then they seen that the Arm Drop Nation has risen here for 3 years, you know, spring and fall. And next thing you know, people just start wanting to join in, and they just get a real positive vibe going from this thing. And so we got a call here from the largest county in Kentucky, and it's the furthest county, Eastern Kentucky, and the largest coal county in Kentucky is Pike County, and the Pikeville City Tourism Director, Jesse Boland, contacted me and said, hey, Kent, you know, we'd like to get involved. We'd like to join up with the Arm Drop Nation. I actually just picked the phone up, and he called me, and we talked just a minute, and I said, hey, Jesse, let's shake and bake, brother. And I said, I tell you what, I got a man for the job. I said, now, he's going to be in here. I have to call and see if he can get his airplane ticket fixed up, airplane. And
One of them
I
things.
said, we're going to see if we can get this worked out here. And I called Brett, and it was 11 o'clock out there, your fellers' time. And so Brett was good enough there to answer the phone. And I said, Brett, we got this deal, got this gig going down. I said, what do you think, And he said, Ken, just give me a few minutes. Let me see if I make an adjustment here, man, and shake and bake. By golly, wide open as a bootjack. Brett Wagner, Speed Channels, shake. I'm telling you, boys, listen, we're getting ready to do. These people up here are tore all to pieces. At Brett Wagner's going to be on the scene in the crowd. It is my goal to take a metal chair and break it across his back.
You got, but we're going to be what it is the Hatfield and McCoy's last man standing race. They got Pikeville's got this big deal going on for a couple days, but on Sunday, me and Ken are going to be down there. They got the burnout contest, the last man standing race. They got a huge car show going on. I'm pretty excited to be hanging out in Pikeville.
Yeah, they call that car show right there Muscle on Main, and they go up there right down on Main Street, boys, and they shut her down. They roll that baby off. And they just pile her plumb full of hot rod cars, and and they kind of like had a burnout contest thing, but they wanted to spice it up. And what better way to spice it? We're going to invade that place with our men. Them people, they don't know what's getting ready to hit them up there. I've told them, bat my hatches. Listen, we're coming, boys, and I'm bringing Brett Wagner with me up there. And I was going to tell that deal about coming in there on a white horse, and I'm going to bring what with me.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Yes, sir.
Clint Eastwood.
Yeah. All right. And Kent Rose says, if I tell you it's Christmas, you can hang your stocking.
There you go.
Yeah.
We've been waiting for that.
Armdropguy.com.
There you go. You're keeping that website out there. And, I know you and Brett are going to be working real hard, but you've been working hard every day moving up to this event. So I think it's going to be a great event. And this weekend at Combs Airport, people can get in all the information they need to get there. How much does it cost for a regular guy to get in?
Just a $10 bill, brother.
Oh,
and you can race for both days for $35. Listen, boys, we used to open them gates up at 2 or 3 o'clock. I opened the gates up at 9 o'clock. I got the ZZ Top and the AC/DC. I got the Eagles. I got Bob Seger, Night Moves. We got Shaking and Baking. Well, we got some good jams. Listen, when I first went in there, they was playing Pat Benatar, Hit It With Your Best Shot right there. They must have played that song 15 times. And listen, son, I had to come in there. And we got to, we just changed the whole deal right there and come in and bring in, this is Brett's second time back up here. Listen, they didn't get enough of him the first time that I put it down on there and I put on my Facebook, I said, guy, who you want back? What do you want to have? They wanted Brett Wagner back.
Well, they know
we're going to get him up here and put another coat of paint on him. Son.
They you know what the difference between me and other folks is? I don't wear designer jeans.
I heard that, brother.
But go ahead, buddy.
Me and Lucky been having a whole lot of talks about keeping it real. Let me tell you something, guys. The main thing is, you got to keep it real. It's arm drop and it's drag racing, and you earn it. And let me tell you something else, fellas, about this right here. One thing that I noticed here, listen, I come from the bowels of hell. I come from the hardest, roughest times in trailer parks. I come from a rough life. And something that is important to me is to teach these kids and these young men and people that come up here is sportsmanship. And I run this thing with an arm fist, I guess, and an arm jaw, and I'm real strict and I'm real hardcore. And if they got a problem at the end of the line down there in the lights, you got some kind of a deal going on, I'll give them the time to work it out. And I say, listen, guys, you got 2 minutes. And if you can't work it out, I'll work it out for you. So they know they need to shake and bake. Let's make it happen. We're not going to whine around and cry around and do a bunch of crap. Let a fella sit there and lay on his trans brake, burn his old torque converter, trying to play these games. When you do it, you get in a burnout box and you get her done. I want them both start at the same time. We get you up there and you earn it here at the Hillbilly Arm Drop Drags. And if you got an issue or you got a problem,
Ken, I've heard people say, "Wow, this is such a big event." It's like a carnival sorta. And I say, well, you got to remember, This is a drag race where party breaks out, and everybody comes out, but they're there for the drag racing, and the drag racing's no bullshit. You guys are putting on a good show. People get to run their cars. No time slips, no brackets. You guys show up and run, and anybody can show up and run their car and be part of the show. And there's all this other stuff going around, but you guys are keeping it completely real, and you got all this stuff happening all around drag racing.
Yeah, and I want to drop these two names right there. There's a fella named Patrick Barnhill. Let me tell you, he's tuning these cars all over the place, guys. I mean, when I first met this man, David Wolf, Willard had got a Mustang off him there when David had got done. The car run 440s. You know, it's a bad machine. I think he's the quickest and fastest man ever at that time on, you know, X275 drag rails. And I got to work in there and work with the man, with the Wolf man. And what the point was here, like Patrick Barnhill, I noticed the guy, he had groupies out there. I mean, they was all over. You know, he was tuning cars, tuning all kinds of people's cars, and he was tuning one of my friend's cars named Shannon Renfro down here in Richmond, Kentucky. And man, me and Patrick, you know, we just took, you know, Willard come over here in his Ferrari and picked me up. We go out there and get in the jet. We ride down here to Bristol. We go out there to Tulsa. We went to tracks all over the United States. And I was just noticing that, daggone, boys, I see something here I could put together and I could do. And I done the Hillbilly Arm Drop drags. Well, when I did it, Patrick Barnhill and Shannon Renfro came to the race, and they said, listen, Kent, don't change nothing. They said, I've seen these guys go out here and they'll do this. They'll start showing them the times, or they'll like put, you know, some kind of a different deal about the mile an hour, or they might put it at the 330 or so. I said, Kent, don't change it. Leave it just exactly there. They said, Kent, it's working. Let me tell you something, guys. Me and them fellas set up many hours building the rules. It's all based on the tires. For those of you west of the Mississippi, it's all based on the tires. But over here, east of the Mississippi, it's all based on the tars. And I've never changed it, guys, because if you stay with those rules right there, you have something for everyone also, no matter what kind of vehicle you got. Truck, it don't matter, all-wheel drive, front-wheel drive, we got something for you. It's a Hillbilly Arm Drop drags.
Hey, you know what, Kent, we're going to be running short on time. We want to make sure we get a couple of things out. Can you name some of the big sponsors that are helping you out with the Arm Drop drags, and as well, maybe just a reminder where people can go for more info on the web?
Yeah, I tell you, my number one people there, they got my name as this Pop Chevrolet dealership, and actually the original guy that owned the place there and took a gamble and took a chance on me. His name's Wes Blackburn. He had a place called Black Hawk Mine, the coal miner, and he was one of the original ones right there. And they're still involved in the Chevrolet dealership. They really turned it on and got it going good. Honda of Prestonsburg also, you know, Shirt Gallery. And I'll tell you something, but there's a town down here 15 miles north of me, Paintsville, Kentucky. There's a Paintsville Tourism right there. Let me tell you, them guys found me and come up here and stepped up to the plate. And when they originally first come into this deal, them fellas come up there, and they brought me a check for $42,000.
Wow,
bro.
Dang!
I mean, have we got enough time to say $42,000?
No, I don't know. Maybe
bless.
try again, though.
All that money says "In God We Trust" on it.
Yeah.
And let me tell you guys, we we spend it right. We take that money and put it right back into this property that is jointly owned between Prestonsburg and Paintsville, Kentucky. And that's really the main things that I want to hit right there is those sponsors right there. And now with Pikeville City Tourism coming up, they bought a sponsorship. And listen, guys, when I say I don't go out here and campaign to these people on that part of it, knock on the door, they find me. Them fellas come and find me, and they help build this foundation and make this Arm Drop Nation grow, boys.
Man. All right, so if they go to armdropguy.com, they can find out all the information, where you're at, how to get in, what's going on, right?
Yes, sir, they can. And for 2014, I hope I can slide another one here in 2013. I'm going to take that Brett Wagner with me. I'm going to go over in Virginia, and I'm going to do a race. I'm going down to Tennessee. I got a fella wanting to do one in London, Kentucky. They just keep contacting us. And listen, when I go on taking Brett, listen, guys, we got something going on. I'm going to come out. One of these days, I'm going to make it out there west of this. I'm coming out to California.
Man, I tell you what, Kent, that sounds like a really good problem to have.
Yeah, we got room for you. I got all the my California, Southern California hollers that I want to take you and grab some good grub and check out Hollywood, because I don't think Hollywood's ready for Mr. Horsepower, but I know Mr. Horsepower is ready for Hollywood.
All right, any hummus there?
Have you done any bologna? I don't have to eat that hummus out there, do I, boy?
we got fried bologna. I'll make sure we get it imported.
Right. Yep. I'll be there.
All right, my brother. We'll see you this weekend, man. And like I said, folks, armdropguy.com to come check it out. Come hang out with me and Kent Rose this weekend. We got people coming from all over North Carolina, South Carolina, Ohio, Georgia, Michigan, Tennessee, West Virginia, Virginia. So make sure you come out, hang out with me and Mr. Kent Rose, Mr. Horsepower this weekend. We're going to have a good time, buddy.
Yes, sir. And listen, Brett, you reach over there and you look in that Scott thing because I can't see it from here, and you shake and bake with that Lucky Hudson.
You got it, brother.
Thank you very much. You know, I appreciate you calling the show, and when you come out west, our door is always open for you. You come on in anytime. We'll put you in Brett's chair. You can sit behind his microphone.
God bless you.
All right, brother.
All right, hey, we'll talk to you next time, Kent. Man, that'll be great to get the recap, of course, after all that's done.
I'll take some pictures for you.
Will you?
Oh, that'd be great, man. Yeah.
They're going to put you up in the helicopter again?
You know what? The helicopter is in for service.
I wonder if they saw the bling there and said, "Oh man, we can't carry that kind of weight."
Yeah, no, it's that's a friend of ours and one of Kent Rose's best friends, Willard Kinzer, who's 84 years old.
Whoa.
And he is one of the top drag racers in the game today at 84. Wow. 6 second man. He does 6 seconds in the quarter mile.
Oh,
in the quarter mile.
And how old is he?
84.
Dang.
So, you know, he's a good guy, and the last time they picked me up in the helicopter this time, you know, and really this time, it's beautiful flying over Kentucky and getting to see the everything down below. It's so pretty. But I'm like, you know, it's a 2-hour drive, hour and a half drive from Lexington to where I got to go. So I'm pretty excited. They got me a car going.
Cool.
And,
yeah.
And I'm going to be able to drive 2 hours and check out the countryside.
There you go.
That's what it's about for me,
Yeah.
you know, getting to cruise around and stop at some cool place, and maybe I'll, you know, like my buddy Frank Fritz on American Pickers, maybe I'll find something that's cool and bring it back. And
It could happen. It could
never
happen.
know.
That 27 T bucket hiding behind some dust in somebody's
That's it.
garage.
you never know.
Yeah, you never
Hey,
know.
forget about American Pickers, man. Start thinking Food Channel. You know there's some good barbecue in that drive.
There,
Yeah.
you know, there is some
Bologna.
good. I think it's called the Pig and the Poke. I hope I'm saying that right. They serve food down at the Arm Drops, and yeah, I'm pretty excited. And then, like I said, we got that whole thing on in Pikeville, which I've never been to. But Pikeville, as he said, is the largest county out there, and that's basically, I believe, Jesse Bowling is the tourism director. I've been rapping with him. I think that's where the whole Hatfields and McCoys. That's like a big part of where it all started. So I've been saying we're going to have a good shootout out there, and he kept saying, "Don't say that. Don't say that," because some people still remember.
Okay.
Well, listen, you guys, I got to get back to work on the car. I got to get the car ready to get in the trailer so I can get on back to Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. So I'm going to let you guys wrap up this show. I know Bob's got a great segment, and I know you've got the NDRL coming up. So
We do.
I'll catch you guys later.
All right, Lucky.
Sounds
Take
good,
care.
Lucky. Talk to you next time, man.
Safe racing.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, look at this. We got a commercial break. T-Bone, you are so patient. He's
Oh,
been
boy,
waiting
is he
on the
ever,
phone
yeah.
for like 10 minutes. We got some movies to talk about. We got the NDRL to talk about. It's all coming up
Got
right
lots.
here. Speed Scene Live. Okay.
For over half a century, Curry rear-end components have been twisting out the torque and taking the punishment. And the new Curry lineup is stronger than ever. Some of the world's most capable, hardest-working vehicles depend on Curry gears, which is why you can too. Street cars, hot rods and resto rods, drag cars, rock-crawling four-wheel drive vehicles, whatever you're piloting, Curry expertise and rock-solid design means the parts will do their job, so you can do yours. Check out Curry's custom rear ends, featuring a full line of upgrades, components, and installation options. The Curry Crate rear ends lineup offers ultra-strong construction on third members and carrier assemblies. And other underside parts, like correct link steering systems, keep your four-wheeler pointed where you want it. Add in a wide variety of solid, purpose-built suspension and brake components, and you've got one tough, ready-to-go machine. Grab a hold of a Curry rear end. Talk to the experts at 714-367-2679 or view the complete line online at curryenterprises.com.
winning B-Gas. We're watching Speed Scene live.
Welcome back to more of Speed Scene Live, the #1 online drag racing TV show. Brought to you by Curry Rear Ends, M&H Tires, Hedman Hustler Headers, and TheFote.com.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Speed Scene Live. It's another Tuesday night under the lights here in beautiful downtown North Hollywood. With us tonight is Brett the Schwag Wagner.
Well, thank you, Bob Beck, and I just want to get my radio announcer voice
There
on.
you go.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited to be hanging out here. You know, what's crazy, Bob, is
What?
I've been I'm on the road the last 6. I got 6 more weekends. I'm gone.
All right.
No, it's not good.
No?
It does. It's fun,
It's
and
fun,
it's great,
yes.
and it pays the rent, but it
Yes,
doesn't
it
do
does.
anything for your love life and your relationship
I
with
suppose
your
that would be
True,
tough.
yes.
It's tough.
Well, you know,
And do not. Let me take it from me. Do not argue over texting
Okay.
Yes.
or on the phone when you're not in town.
Oh, no.
It never ends up good.
No, you lose. Yeah.
And I love you, sweetie. There you go.
Yeah, well done.
We do too.
Thank you.
Nicely capped there.
Yes.
Hey,
And Bruce, back here behind the controls.
What?
He is the man behind the curtain. Do not look behind the curtain.
Where's the curtain? I'll get
don't
behind
know.
it
Yeah.
immediately.
Oz. Yes,
Oz,
Mr.
yes.
Oz.
Odd.
Yeah,
Hey,
that's
let me-
right,
Let's
yeah.
get the logo up so we can see what this segment's called.
What
there
is
we
it?
have it.
Oh,
There it is.
Yes,
We've
the
got
Great
gas.
American Auto Scene. We've got
Yes,
gas.
welcome back to Speed Scene Live, and you've got gas tonight.
All
And
right,
with
so,
us tonight, we've got a guy who was out with me last night. Well, he wasn't out with me, but we were at
I'm
the
telling.
premiere. No, no.
Okay.
That wasn't that good. Never mind.
Yeah.
We got lucky. We had. No, we didn't get lucky. He's with Diana. I'm all confused. All right, last night was the premiere of The Snake and the Mongoose movie in beautiful downtown Hollywood at the Egyptian Theater. And with us tonight is T-Bone, and he is with Blacktop Magazine. T-Bone, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How you guys doing there?
I didn't mean to let you sleep out there. I mean, we kept you out there. You've been on hold for a while.
No, it was very entertaining. I like listening to you guys, and that arm drop drag sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, we got to figure out how to get him out here to do something like that here.
I
You
know.
I mean,
That
we
is so
get
cool.
guys complaining about, oh, you didn't prep the track because I didn't get traction halfway down the track. And the only prep he does to the track is, yep, it's there.
It's there.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, drag racing back in the days, you didn't have sticky stuff on the track. If you didn't get traction, it was your fault. It wasn't
Right.
the track's fault. But beyond that, speaking of tracks and the days before, we were at the Snake and the Mongoose movie premiere here on the West Coast last night.
Yeah, it's great.
And you got to you did some video, you got some photographs of all the people out there. And I'll tell you what, it was the who's who of drag racing.
Sure was.
The fun part was seeing, when we finally saw the movie, and I really didn't know what to expect in the movie.
Oh, and there's Bob with TV
There's Bob-
Tommy.
Yeah,
Ivo.
with TV Tommy. And but he was there, and I talked to Tommy afterwards, and he said the only thing he didn't like about the movie was Perdome said he wasn't a good boss to work for. And I said, but Tommy, it's true. And he goes, yeah, I know. That's what hurts. But we talked to Tommy. You got to talk to a few of the guys. Donnie Couch was on the red carpet, which kind of always throws me when you have a couch on the carpet. But
Oh, I get it.
he was there, yes. And we had some great time. We got to meet a lot of people. Donnie's going to be talking and showing his videos probably next week when he's on the show about the interviews he did on the carpet of people coming across. He was the Ryan, whatchamacallit?
Seacrest.
Seacrest.
Right,
Yes.
yeah.
He was the Ryan Seacrest. He was not only the Seacrest, he was the whole ocean.
Yes.
And he was there interviewing people as they came across the red carpet. His old boss, Tom McEwen, of course, there because the movie is about him. Perdome was there.
Well-
Linda Vaughn was there.
What did you guys think of the movie? I mean, because I wanted to go, but I
Yeah.
had to do some stuff. I know my fiance was down there
Yeah.
getting some autographs from everybody, and everybody
Cool.
was very nice, by the way. Autographing, which does not happen all the time. So, but I mean, the bottom line, how was the movie?
By my estimation, I didn't really have a preconceived notion of what the movie was going to be. I kind of thought it was going to be not as good as it was.
And you know
it
what?
was.
It's easy for that to happen when you've
Yeah.
got a movie like this because, you want it to be historically accurate, but you really need an interesting story to start with. So, the dramatic license can kind of pull things away from where they started.
That's it. You think about
That's what I thought.
Yeah, you think about movies before. You see American Graffiti, which that is the king of all car movies to an extent. But it was about the cars, but it was about the people. And in this case, it was about the people.
It was about their relationship.
The
right?
relationship
Yeah.
and how what their careers were like and who they were. And I remember growing up and listening to some of these things, reading some of these things. But the part they did about McEwen and his son's passing, that was more poignant than I remembered. I mean, I was too young to really follow it that closely or really care. But when you see it on screen, you see how it was portrayed. It gives you a new understanding of McEwen.
Oh, yeah.
And the acting was good. It was, and it was neat to see. You had the people playing individuals who we see still today. Like you have the guys playing Prudhomme and McEwen, of course, but then you had someone else playing Roland Leong. And you don't expect that. And then the lady that was playing Linda Vaughn. And Linda Vaughn was in the audience, too. So
that was Genevieve Chappelle.
Yeah.
That played Linda.
Yeah. She was neat.
You know, the guy that played Dom Prudhomme is in one of my favorite movies, Cabin in the Woods.
Really?
Yeah, so
that
these
movie
guys
came out last year, I think.
Yeah. I'm telling you. So they had some, at first I'm looking and I'm asking the girl, I said, who you getting pictures, set up for? And she's like, one of your favorite guys is in this movie. I'm like, who's that? And then she told me, it's Cabin in the Woods. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Then I was angry that I couldn't go.
Yeah, and then you had Noah Wiley playing Mr.
right.
Spears from Mattel.
Let's see. And Noah Wiley, ER, as he's famous for, and he's also on Falling Skies.
You had Fred Dreyer there, for God's sake.
Yeah, Fred Dreyer.
Come on.
Works for me.
And, other than his hair going a little bit gray, what was that TV show he had as the cop? Hunter.
Hunter.
He doesn't look any different.
Yeah, and that was the phrase, works for me.
Yeah. Yeah, and he did fine. I mean, he was in the movie throughout. The acting was not second rate. The story was not second rate. It was a good, and if you're a car person, a drag racer, this is a movie for you to see.
What's your friend's line? What's your name again, sir? I'm sorry.
That's T-Bone.
T-Bone. Tell me, so T-Bone, the funnest part of the night for you last night?
Oh, geez, I don't know. It was just being able to sit there in the theater with everybody that had a part to do with the movie or just the legends themselves, like Tommy and of course, Snake and Mongoose. That was really incredible to be there. But the movie was a lot better than I thought it would be, too. I thought it was going to be really dramatic and heavily on the characters, but it was, if you're into drag racing, it was a lot of that. There was a lot of good business tips. As I'm here in an entrepreneur class tonight, I'm like, wow, I learned a lot about business watching that movie as well. It was a good movie all around for everybody.
And it shows the development of the guys as they grew up and as they got older in racing. You see Don as being the painter with not really that much business sense. And then Lynn, his wife, getting involved and saying, oh, wait a minute, guys, we've missed this. And now there's new things, and you see how she began to manage things for both of them, and did quite well with Don. Don ended up doing quite well in the business. They showed it by him pulling his Ferrari up into the driveway.
Yeah.
But it was a good movie. It really was. I'd put it right on par with Heart Like a Wheel and any other car movies that have come out. It is not second rate. When it comes out in the theaters, you've got to see it.
Well, and if you're going to have a premiere,
yes,
you might as well have it at the Egyptian. I mean, you just moved from style to class.
Oh yeah. No, it was a great location. The people were great, and like you're saying, the dignitaries. It was the who's who of racing that
sure was.
that grew up, that we grew up reading about, and others like. Remember drag cartoons? Well, Robin Millar and her mom Ora May were there. You had Randy Walls, funny car driver, and his big claim to fame is that cover shot he had on Hot Rod magazine with his
the flaming
his
cover.
Car in flames. He was there.
Yeah.
And I like the way on the movie they took some of the old original video and shots and put them into the movie.
And might I add, there was a nice surprise. Barry from Storage Wars was there last night. Barry Weiss. So.
Did we just see him?
That was Miss Barry right there. I just wanted to send a little shout out.
I missed Barry there.
You know, you got Barry from Storage Wars hanging out. You know, the night has gone to hell. I mean, so it's gone great. That's.
Well, I tell you, talking about the old footage in with the movie, I was talking with Tommy Ivo afterwards, and he said, wow, they really did a good job with that. Because sometimes you add those old footage in with a new movie, and it doesn't work well, but it really worked well, and he really appreciated it. He thought it worked well.
Yeah, I think the way they spliced it in was good. I know I talked to a few of the guys. Trevor Larkin was handling the vehicles for the show, and Stormy Bird and Randy Winkle out of Bakersfield were providing some of the dragster scenes. A lot of that ended up on the cutting room floor when they started using the original video. So they no longer had to recreate some of the old shots. They actually had them. And they had a lot of the Wide World of Sports stuff on there.
Oh, yeah.
And such, which was good. I mean, that gave credence to what they were saying, and it showed the real stuff. Now, from a technical standpoint, we're car guys. We can pick out what's wrong in every car they showed if there was something wrong. But for the most part, the movie was pretty true to the times and the era that it was played.
Yep.
Man. See, I missed the premiere last night.
You and me both, brother. You and me
I'm going to
both.
be following this thing all over the country.
Hey,
now.
we got a couple posters signed, which we're excited about. The girl got the posters signed by everybody, the whole cast and Snake and Mongoose. So
brilliant.
So.
Man,
yeah, I never did. I got the poster, but I didn't get anyone signing it.
Well, I got one for sale on eBay.
That's what we were saying at the after party. We were saying, okay, now how many of these posters are going to be on eBay tomorrow?
There'll be 100 of them. There'll be, it's just the nature of the business. But in that business, the guys and the celebrities and those guys, especially the young guys that were playing. Snake and Mongoose. Those guys know that's a guy in Iowa that cannot get out here to see the premiere of this, or not going to be able to get a picture. That's his way of getting a picture. So.
Yep, the photo we're seeing now is Roland Leong and the actor that played him.
Oh, wow.
Here's Perdome's cars. There's his collection right there.
Wow.
Now you add to it the McEwen transporter
that he owns, right?
That's right.
And they're going to be at Barrett Jackson. Those things are going up for sale.
I think he should give back. He should give back McEwen his car.
Yeah.
He should give it back. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on, Snake.
They're being sold as a match set. You figure that
it's going to be a lot of money.
That's going to
be a huge. That's going to be a huge payday for somebody.
Payday. Yeah, and they're beautifully restored. I've seen them. Now, one of the claims to fame that Tom had is his transporter and his funny car were on the cover of Hot Rod magazine. Don didn't get that. So at the 65th anniversary Hot Rod magazine car show at Pomona this last year, Don's transporter wasn't on the floor, but it was McEwen's. But Don owns it, so he was there anyway.
That'd be confusing, but I think we have that all.
So we didn't have any. We could have had some fisticuffs last night, but we didn't.
No, and that's the interesting part. The good part about it too is these guys over the years they've had their differences, and they showed it on the movie. That's gone. These guys were as mellow as can be. They were talkative. They talked to everybody. They were cordial. There was no pressure.
It's nice,
and it was really nice. And we talk about someone was asking, about the relationship between Tommy Ivo and them, and I said, well, they all used to travel together, but Tommy was kind of a prankster. And one time he put oil in Don Perdome's shampoo bottle.
Oh dear.
That created a little bit of an issue.
Yeah, and my Alberto VO5 smells funny.
Wow.
It looked like 10 weight. I don't understand the problem.
Good sheen.
Good sheen. Yes. Look, my hair's shiny now. I'm going to try this. But then for McEwen, he put an alarm clock in Tom McEwen's air vents in the hotel. It went off at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Jeez.
Now, I understand Perdome and McEwen got together and they duct taped Tommy to the wall.
Well, I could see that happening to Tommy somehow.
Yeah, at 98 pounds. The joke at that time was he had to run through the shower because otherwise he'd never get hit by the water coming out of the...
Wow. Jeez. I don't have that issue.
Yeah, I haven't.
Water's going to hit you somewhere. Big
But it was a good show. The stars were on hand. The movie was well done, well edited. It explained the story. There were no gaps that you couldn't figure out. It was nicely done. And if you want to know what the history of these guys are, that's the place to find it out. Get this movie.
All right,
see
Bruce, we're going to have to, we'll have to find it.
I know. We most certainly will. Hey, you know what, T-Bone? We're short on time. Thanks so much for calling in, T-Bone from Blacktop Magazine. And, hey, give us your website, T-Bone. I know you guys at Blacktop have a ton of stuff going on.
Oh, yeah, it's blacktopmagazine.com. Doesn't get any harder than that.
Man.
Thank you very much.
All right, T-Bone, thank you. We'll be seeing you. Going to be at the Ventura Nationals this weekend?
Oh, sure will. Be there with my Merciful Club buddies.
Fantastic. We'll see you out there. I'll be out there. Check me out. I'll be in the AAA booth.
Will do.
Okay.
Nice. We'll talk to you next time, T-Bone. Hey, man, should we take a quick break? You know what I'm tempted to do here?
No, what?
The good folks at Curry and M&H Tires and Hedman Hustler Headers have allowed us this opportunity to jump right to the NDRL because I'm worried we're getting short on time.
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay, I tell you what, let's bring on, let me see if I got our names right here. Wayne Sears is on line 1 and calling in on line 3, Dave Mullen. Hey, Dave, do you got an S at the end of your name or not?
No, there's no S. There's just one of me.
That's
good, yeah.
I wanted to make sure I got that right. You know, that's one of those questions you got to, like, you know, does Sears and Roebuck, is there an S at the name of, you know, at the end of Sears? And so I'm following.
Yes, there is.
Okay, so there we go. So it's Wayne and Dave, and hey, guys, let's just jump in with the NDRL. Tell us what's been going on. Tell us what is going on.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm happy to turn over the mic to Wayne a little bit here. He was telling me that I do real good with those gas and comp cars, but he's the expert with our 70 and 750 cars, and this guy's at the top of the leaderboard too in the points. So Wayne, why don't you tell him a little bit about the race at Edgewater and what happened there with the 70 and 750 cars?
Okay. The first thing I'm going to start off with is. Friday night qualifying, the racetrack the traction was not there. It was not optimal, so we elected not to run the qualifying lap on Friday night because we want to be safe to our drivers and everything. So anyway, we only had one qualifying session, and I'll tell you what, these guys were not bashful on Sunday or Saturday for our one qualifying session. In the 7.0 class, I mean, Ronnie Robinson rolled off the trailer with a 7.01, and Steve Walzak and his SS3 Ultra ran off with a 7.03. Sue Christopherson in the Suzy Q57 Chevy Funny Car ran a 7.03 with a 5 off the trailer. I mean, that's the top three, that's really getting after it, only having one qualifying session. And in the 750 class, I mean, I ran the 750 with a 0 off the trailer. Pat Malloy ran a 751. Dave Waters ran a 751. Pat Friels ran a 753. And Darrell Walton ran a 755. So it was a real tight qualified field right from the get-go because everybody knew they only had one qualifying pass. And the racing was equally as good. I mean, everybody went down the racetrack good, and unfortunately, later on in the evening, they had a computer malfunction with the timing system. So we did not get to complete the race. We made it all the way to the semifinals. And in the semifinals in the 7.0 class, we had Michael Sexton, Mark Vaught, and Steve Walzak left. And I know Steve Walzak is chasing the points, and he would sure like to have got to run those last couple of rounds to gain some points on our points leader. Because the points leader in the 7.0 class is Larry Harlan right now, and Mark Vaught is 12 points behind him. So he would sure like to make up those points. And in the 750 class, we also had to stop in the semi, and it was myself, Pat Friels, and Pat Malloy, and there is only 9 points between us three.
Wow.
In the points, so it's really tight.
Man, how about it?
I'll tell you, those guys put a heck of a show on the 7.0 and 750 guys. I can't top that with gas and comp, but there was equally as good a show in a large respect. We combined the two classes at this particular race per the NDRL guidelines. If we don't have a big enough class for either one of them, the racers and the league have decided to combine them. And we did that because they all run on the same index breakdowns. Okay. So in Pro Comp and Pro Gas, the top qualifiers were Bob Mitchell and James Browder III, both Ohio guys, and they did really well on their indexes. Over in Pro Comp and Pro Gas, the last couple of pairs down the track were Troy Wilson, Greg Hillier. I lost to Troy in the second round there. And I'll tell you what, that Greg Hillier, he's down at Indy right now. He's going to be running, believe it or not, in the super gas classes. And this guy uses no electronics whatsoever. But he can put that car on the money. And he ran a couple of rounds right on his 10-0 with like maybe an 07. So I know that he's going to do well, and we wish him well down there at Indy, as well as one of our sponsors, Marvin Benoit, who's one of the top guys over there at Quick Fuel. He's running his super gas Chevy down there, and it's going to be a heck of a good show down there, too. The race, of course, was the ElkyDigger.com Hot August Nights, the fourth race in the NDRL series. We really appreciate those fellows stepping up to sponsor that race along with our other sponsors. And we move along now. We've got a match race coming up for a select few of us over in Muncie on September 7th. And then we have our finals down in Bowling Green, Kentucky. It'll be the Quick Fuel Fall Finals alongside the AMRA Harley Nitro Finals. And that's the last weekend in September. So we're all looking forward to that. It'd take a miracle, but I still am in the hunt. You never know.
Hey, you could outlast them all.
I have to pull a Schumacher, man. I think I'm going to have to be number one qualifier and win the race if I'm going to win the points. St. Patrick is a sly old dog with another 37 Chevy, and he still leads the pack. Me and Eldon Miller and the Black Widow, we are both in a virtual tie. He's 1 point ahead of me. He's in second. I'm in third.
Well, what kind of car do you run?
I've got that white 37 Chevy you've got right on the screen right there.
That's right. We're seeing it now.
Going down the track. That's good.
Yeah, that's Troy with me beating myself with another darn red light. So I got a little antsy. He left a little before me there, and I thought I saw that flashy yellow. But Troy Wilson is our president, and he was running that 23T altered, and that's me next to him there.
I got Troy Wilson saying, ask Dave Mullins about his big red light to me second round.
Well, that was it. You saw it live on Speed Scene Live, baby.
I just looked on my Facebook, and that was what was. that's what. Not hi, how are you? But hey, get him wound up.
I'll tell you, we are all best friends over there, and I couldn't have lost to a better guy than Troy.
So if folks want to check you guys out, where would they go? What can we do?
Well, the website is the number one place. You go to nostalgiadragleague.com on the web, and we've got the main website there. And on the main website, you can click over to our chat forum on the pro boards, of course, and it's all laid out there for you. It's real easy to do. So it's nostalgiadragleague.com. And we'll be seeing folks out there pretty soon. Definitely. Hopefully, we'll have a big show coming up in Bowling Green.
Man, that's excellent. It kind of looks like this Edgewater track was hooking pretty good. And you know what? I love to see people in the stands. It looks like you guys had some good attendance.
Yeah, we do normally.
And there was a lot of guys in the pits also. I mean, it was. I know a couple of the rounds they had to move people out of the way so we could actually pull out on the racetrack. There were so many fans there. It was awesome.
Dang.
Yeah, that's a fact.
All right, guys, we are just about out of time. We've got to do some other things before we call it off for the evening. Thank you very much for calling in. We'll be following your racing, following your website, too, Nostalgia Drag Racing.
Yeah,
or nostalgiadragleague.com.
There you go.
All right, we'll be checking it out.
Guys.
All right, thanks, Wayne. Thank you, Dave. Talk to you next time, man.
Watch those red lights, would you?
Oh, yeah, I'll do my best.
Okay.
Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.
All right.
Thank you.
We have been full of stuff tonight between the Arm Drop Drags, the Snake and the Mongoose movie, and NDRL.
And look at that dramatic sun we've got on Bob's. Man.
Look at that there.
Your lighting
I'm going to get sunburned here in a minute. We're actually broadcasting from outside. No, the sun is just at the right location on the doorway.
That's right, twice a year.
Yeah, so, it's all right. I need the sun. I'm going to get some sun, get some color in me here.
What do you got coming? Where are you going to be soon, Bob?
I am going to be at the Ventura Nationals. Used to be called the Primer Nationals up in Ventura this Saturday, Friday and Saturday. Friday's set up. Saturday is the show. It's great.
God, I like the Primer Nationals. Why change the name on that?
I know.
That's
there was a big story behind that. I'll tell you about that off camera. But we've got that. And then on Sunday, it's going to be the Supercar Sunday in Woodland Hills.
Ooh. Very nice.
Suka, what is that?
Supercar Sunday, they take the whole parking lot of one of the malls out there, and it is nothing but supercars, Ferraris, Maseratis, Jags, you name it. And it's going to be the 60th anniversary day for Corvettes.
Stuff
They're going to have a special
that we
parking
can't
area.
afford.
Yeah, the stuff we can't afford. Do they have some of the the American supercars? You mentioned Corvette. How about the winged beasts from Mopar and the Torino Talladega?
It
stuff
is
like
Supercar Sunday. If it's super and it's a car, it comes out. I've even brought out my hot rod.
I'm bringing my Honda Element down there.
There you
I
go,
won't be here. I'll be in Kentucky.
Wow, that's a supercar.
But you're going to be traveling around.
I'll be in Kentucky this weekend, and then on September 8th, I'm at Lebanon Valley for some bracket racing.
Nice.
7th or the 8th. I think it's the 8th. But
Good.
again, I've never been to Lebanon Valley, so I'm excited.
That's good.
1320.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
Oh, good racing all over the planet. I'm glad to see that there's just many, many months and weeks ahead where we can just see fast things go down the track.
That's right.
All right, so we'll look for you, Brett, this weekend at the Hillbilly Arm Drop Drive.
I'll take some footage. I'll try to get, we'll get some footage tape for you. It'll be fun. Come on down and hang out with us. And, man, thanks for having me in, guys.
Thanks for being here. Hey, Bob.
Yes.
I think we're seeing you next week on the show, right?
No, next week it'll be Donnie and Dar. So it's the Donnie and Daramite show.
Okay, Donnie and Daramite next week. Wow, and that, of course, is when the big road trip begins. This is road trip number 2 for 2013. Speed Scene Live going all over the planet. I think the farthest away Lucky is traveling with the big dually this time is Connecticut.
Wow.
I couldn't remember if it was that or New Hampshire.
Yeah.
That's some distance right there.
Yeah, I think it's Connecticut. It's going back for the third of the Hot Rod Reunion Series.
Oh, man, it's going to be it's a beautiful drive, Lucky. Hit the road. We'll miss you, but not a whole lot because I know you'll be joining the show from wherever you are. Guys, we're out of time. Great to see you again.
All right, brother.
All right, here's what's coming up next, as you know. The Encore. By the way, Tom Moore, thanks for calling us in right before the show as we test drove the Studio B, the remote facility, to make sure everything was going to work. It's like, hey, you guys are on the air. Yeah, it's a point. It's live TV.
What the heck?
Yeah, what the heck. All right, coming up next, the Encore presentation of tonight's show. Be sure to join us again next week right here at Speed Scene Live.
Speed Scene Live TV, the #1 online motorsports TV show. Brought to you by Curry Racing Rear Ends, M&H Tires, and TheFoat.com.